Joining our conversation, Dr. Celine Gounder, member of the Biden-Harris Transition COVID Advisory Board and an infectious disease specialist and epidemiologist at NYU School of Medicine and Bellevue Hospital, the first person that taught me to elbow greet at the very, very beginning of the pandemic. I cannot process these numbers, and I share that with the nurse that we came in hearing from. But I do know that at other moments in our country's history, when we've lost that many Americans, they have been marked, they have been honored, they have been grieved. And I just wonder, it has to seep into the healthcare profession that we don't do that.
I think this really is taking a toll, that we are bearing witness to all of these hospitalizations, illnesses, deaths. We're bearing witness to how families are grieving. And we've been raising the alarm for months now, saying, you know, we need personal protective equipment. We need more help from the federal government in terms of guidelines and other supports. And it has just been so frustrating that we've been bearing witness to all of this and don't feel like we're really being heard.
What is the current trajectory in terms of everything that we've been doing right and wrong? And I know that some governors are moving toward more restrictive shutdowns. Gavin Newsom in California announced region by region with some tighter restrictions on the places where they're almost at ICU capacity. But other than that and more mandates around mask wearing, what can we do, if anything, to stem these surging numbers?
Well, I would say that the data on mask wearing is promising. More and more Americans are wearing masks. In fact, the latest surveys conducted by the CDC show that over 90% of Americans are wearing masks at least some of the time. They may not do it all the time. They may not do it perfectly. But over 90% is pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really about doubling down on that message, as well as the other public health interventions like the social distancing and outdoors versus indoors, the good ventilation. If we can do those things well, we can really still make a big difference here.
Where are people getting them? I mean, that's really good news that 90% of Americans are wearing masks. But where are these numbers of Americans still getting sick?
Well, you know, again, people are not perfect about these things. And I think in general, people really do let down their guard when they're around family and friends. And so whether that would have been, you know, watching a game on TV with beers with friends over the weekend or over Thanksgiving and I'm afraid the upcoming holidays, those are the situations where people are most likely to let down their guard, not to wear a mask, to be in close contact with others indoors.
What are the things that you are not doing and that you advise your family and friends to not do with numbers like this and hospitals nearing capacity?
Well, you know, my husband and I have not seen our family since February. He did go travel after his father passed away in Arizona, not from coronavirus. But other than that, we have really stayed put in our household bubble. We have not been socializing. We've been wearing masks consistently. And I think it's really important for those of us who are healthcare providers, public health officials, and so on, to lead the way through example as well.
What about having a new president who elevates Tony Fauci instead of debating him and who takes this seriously and starts his day engaged on protecting Americans from the pandemic and who models good behavior? What difference can that make?
Well, Tony Fauci is the jewel in the crown of infectious disease specialists worldwide. I mean, he's really one of the top such experts, and to have him here in this country available to advise us is truly an amazing asset. So I think all of us look forward to working with Dr. Fauci, as many of us on the advisory board and transition team have done for years, as he's advised presidents over many terms over years. So I think this is really going to be quite a strength to be able to leverage that expertise.
And it was available all along. That might end up being the most stunning thing of all. Dr. Celine Gounder, thank you. Always wonderful to spend some time with you and your expertise.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.